Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go! Hey! Hey!
Oh, hey! 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 Hey!
Hey!
Hey!
Hey!
Hey! Krispy Kreme.
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of the records. We get into the music, lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, you smash that subscribe button, dude. That's what the kids say. And we are finishing prog season up with arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, prog record of all time, and that is King Crimson and their record In the Court of the Crimson King. So we're going to get into that. We're going to go song by song because there's only 5 tracks, and we're going to get into all of that shit. So let's start with our origin story with King Crimson, and then we'll get into our first impressions of this record, and then what? And then we'll get into the record itself. So what do you got?
It's origin story with the Crimson Kings. I had the Mars Volta, like the. I don't think I've ever listened to King Crimson until the Mars Volta, and then it was like, oh, they got that from the King Crimsons, and check that out. And then, but even then, I was like, okay, whatever, that's cool, that's fine. I don't know. This is going to be a boring episode because I don't care that much about this band. I like this record. I think it's fucking historic. Yeah. I think it's iconic. There are parts of it I'm not going to like, and there are parts I'm going to shit talk, and
that's fine.
Just, I will just say I'm happy prog season is over. I'm fucking happy prog season is over.
Yeah, getting through all 13 King Crimson records it's been quite the slog.
I don't know why. It was just this.
Yeah,
I mean, Pink Floyd on a shortened week, no problem. No problem.
It was only the last 3 Floyd records that were really just kind of rough to get through. But otherwise, yeah, Floyd was easy. It was fine.
This was tough.
Yeah, there's outliers, of course. Every album has at least one song that's like, damn, this is really fucking good. But then you'd have another 45 minutes of just like, what the fuck is this shit?
What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah. But that's not this album, In the Court of the Crimson King. There's more to talk about here. But my origin story is, yeah, I agree. It's honestly the Mars Volta just prior to the Bedlam and the Goliath record came out. It was when the song Rapid Fire Toll Booth came out, which was the Omar solo track, and he was literally just lifted the riff from 21st Century Schizoid Man.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
That was my introduction, and I remember the Comatorium was just going wild. It's like, oh, they straight up took it from King Crimson, blah blah blah, bitching about it. I was like, I don't know who's King Crimson. I have no idea who they are. So I remember looking them up back in 2007, and then just kind of thinking, damn, this song is really fucking good. The record's good, but it's not something I go back to often. But it wasn't until when we started collecting vinyl in 2020 where I just kind of really understood, okay, I understand now why this record is fucking as great as it is. Because it's really fucking good. So that's my origin story and kind of first impressions too.
Sticking to it, sure.
You also kind of did your first impressions. You don't think everything on here is great, and that's fine.
I do not. Because everything on here is not great.
It's fair. Yeah.
It's not fair. It's fact. It's not fact or fiction. Right? It's not a fucking TV show from the 90s. This is fucking fact. I'm telling you that right now. I hear nothing about it. Yeah. This is... I understand. I'm already going to my wrap-up. I understand why why this is important. And it is. This is a landmark record. This is a historic record. 1969. And we did the Pink Floyd's last week, Piper, arguably their best record. If you ask people like Skip, he thinks it's their best record. But there are prog elements to that as well. But this is something different.
Speaking of Piper, I posted something today about the Piper episode, and I had a couple of people say on that, this is peak Pink Floyd. Piper like, come on, guy. I didn't even respond. I just liked the comment, but I thought, come on, this is not as good as Piper at the Gates of Dawn is. It is not peak Pink Floyd. Like that's
I mean,
just silly boy talk.
We just did an entire episode on Pink Floyd and Piper, so I'm not going to rehash it. But that is stupid talk. If you think that's peak Pink Floyd, it's also stupid talk to poo it away and then it's just fucking Sid Barrett being a fucking wanker and it's a stupid. That's also stupid talk, but it's equally stupid talk to think it's Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I understand the significance of King Crimson. I get it. So many bands that we love cite them. And it's one of those things where people talk about like Jeff Beck. Like your favorite guitarist isn't Jeff Beck, but your favorite guitarist is Jeff Beck. So like, I get it. I understand it. Yeah. Right, Primus, huge influence. Rush, huge influence. Like all these bands, massive influence.
Tool. Yeah.
But my God, some of their music is just fucking hell, dude. Fucking hell. And Robert Fripp, dude, is just, again, innovative.
Yes,
the guy just
absolutely.
had a vision and a vision like no other in this era, but not very good at anything.
But not even in just this era. Like Robert Fripp was innovative up through the 70s and through the 80s. Like what was it called? Like the Frippertronics that he created, and like it was like just utilizing tape loops, especially live. So yeah, he was very, very innovative. But as a guitar player, technically, I don't think he was like the greatest of all time. Great, but not. I wouldn't put him in top 20.
He's not top 50.
Yeah, probably not top 50 either. Yeah,
and you mentioned
innovative,
the
yes, but not.
And that's innovative. Yeah. That's using tape delay before there was a pedal for it, and just putting two fucking reel-to-reels together. And then running the tape through and recording here and then playing it through this one. And then you're getting a delay effect and to continuously doing that. And how long do you want the delay effect? Well, just move the reel-to-reels further back. Like, that's fucking wild shit, dude. That's crazy. And all the verb that you hear, like all the stuff that you hear, that's just because he's just fucking, it's tape delay. And again, we have pedals that do that now for us. But they didn't have it back then, so he used two reel-to-reels. And when you get the decay after the first delay, and it kind of decays out and gets more distorted as the decay starts to decay, really.
The decay starts to decay.
Droid Decars, that's what it sounded like right now.
Oh, Droid Decars.
Oh, the Droid Decars. When I said decay, I thought Droid Decars when I said that. But yeah, that's what he was doing. That's innovative as fuck, man. That's crazy. Yeah. That's amazing. But then when you just play like ding, 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 it's like, oh man.
I get it. Like you're playing to a song, you're playing to a part, and all that. But you could also be a little bit more exciting. I mean, especially when you have a rhythm section that's fucking solid.
That's what's driven this band forward throughout the years. Is
especially the
innovation
Bruford
and rhythm section. And like, dude, you got Bill Bruford to be like, whoa, dude. There's a band that lets me do whatever the fuck I want. See ya, yes. Right? Like they're already successful. He's already successful with Yes. So he's like, hey, I really want to just go with this band. Well, why? Because you can just do whatever you want over there. They don't give a shit.
Because I think Bruford left after Edge of the World. I think that's when he left. Yes.
Close to the Edge.
Close to the Edge, yeah. Close to the Edge. But in the end, Bruford didn't play on this record. It was the Giles brothers.
Right.
Michael and I forgot the other guy's name. But but in the end.
But he heard this record.
He heard this record, yes. But I think what makes this record shine is the rhythm section, and also Ian McDonald, the keyboardist, Mellotron, the woodwinds. I mean, he does a lot of shit on this record. This record's special in the Crimson discography. That's why it's number one. That's why it cannot be knocked down for number one, because everybody shines here except for Fripp. Everybody has something that they do, like lyrically, dude. Sinfield's lyrics, the songs that he wrote, like from his own poems, are fucking amazing. Yeah. Dude's an amazing poet. He writes incredible songs. Yeah. Matt Pinfield's cousin, Peter Sinfield, he writes incredible lyrics. It's so good. That's so stupid.
And like Greg Lake, we know, dude, we talked about Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and like talk about a band that's just too good for it. Get fucked. Get out of here, bro. You know what I mean? Watching like Yngwie Malmsteen at each one of their instruments, but then also they put them together and they write better. Mm-hmm. Fuck out of here. Everybody in this band is incredible except for Fripp, but Fripp drives it forward. Fripp's like, dude, do whatever you want. Just do whatever you want.
He's a great leader. He's a great leader. He's a great composer in all of this. And when I said the Giles brothers, the Michael Giles is the drummer, but his brother played bass prior to this record. He was in the band prior, but he didn't actually play on this. Greg Lake played on this record, who eventually created Emerson, Lake and Palmer ELP, which is just an incredible prog band. But
because of this,
yeah, honestly, yeah, because of this, yeah, had this record he not played or done this record, and the subsequent records that he played on, I don't think ELP would have been as great as they were.
And it's like,
God, ELP was
Greg
so
Lake
good.
plays on this record, and he's like, "Damn, you really can do whatever you want in music. There are no rules. There are no boundaries. We're getting out of this this pop era of music, and even Piper. We did Pink Floyd's last week. Like, it's still structured, and those pop songs were very Beatles-esque. And here there are no rules. Do what the fuck you want." And so Greg's like, "Dude, if we can have no rules with this band, imagine if I was surrounded by the best musicians. What can we do there?
Better musicians at the time, yeah.
For
Not,
sure.
Not like a diss to Michael Giles, because I think his drumming on this record is incredible.
It's incredible.
And Ian McDonald, as a multi-instrumentalist with all the woodwind stuff, the Mellotron, the keyboards, I think he did an incredible job too. I mean,
absolutely.
no disrespect to the other guys, but
This
ELP,
is the catalyst. This is the catalyst for so many things. Everyone was just like, wow, we can make whatever the fuck we want. Much like how Brian Wilson did Pet Sounds, and like, damn, that's what we can do with rock and pop music. Holy shit. This was like, wow, we can do anything. There's no rules. This showed us that there are no rules. There's only one rule. There are no rules from Rat Race, John Cleese. But yeah, that's
such a good movie.
Incredible movie. Severely underrated, not talked about enough.
So fucking underrated.
Ensemble cast. That's my favorite line in the entire movie is when John Cleese says that there's only one rule. And everyone like leans in. There are no rules.
Do you know who did Rat Race?
So good.
Do you know who did those movies? Or
Who?
did that movie? The Naked Gun guys. The guys who did Naked Gun. All the first 3 Naked Guns, they did Rat Race, yeah. That's their movie. Well, okay. And Pat Proft, I think he was an addition to that movie, but
I could talk about Rat Race for days. Gotta love that movie.
yeah, Rat Race is so good.
And the scene in the part, or the when they're in the hotel, the Vegas hotel, and John Lovitz, and then the kids are jumping from bed to bed to bed, and they smash into each other, and then you can, like in the shows it too. They hit each other in their face, and they go like this, and get knocked out, and they fall on the bed, and John Lovitz goes, "Honey, kids need you," and then runs out to go like gamble and shit.
Dude, John Lovitz is also underrated. He's
so
really underrated.
He's so
Dude,
funny.
He's so fucking subtle. He's like almost like Norm Macdonald kind of subtle, but a little bit more fabulous. Like a more fabulous Norm Macdonald.
He is.
That's what John Lovitz is.
He's got pizzazz. He's got good pizzazz.
Dude, yes, exactly.
John Lovitz is funny.
Fuck, man, he's hilarious. All right, anyway, back to
You're the moderator here.
I think just John Lovitz
talk
is
about
so
Rat
funny.
Race.
Rot Race, yeah.
Rot Race.
So, in the Court of the Crimson King, let's get into the songs. Like I said, 5 songs, so we'll just go through them 1 to 5. And obviously, the most important is 21st Century Schizoid Band, the opener, including Mirrors. It's 7 minutes and 24 seconds long. The riff itself, I mean, it's iconic. Not just, I mean, within King Crimson, of course, it's iconic, but then also the fact that the Mars Volta, if you're a Mars Volta man or progman, you understand that the Mars Volta just straight up lifted this riff. It's wild.
And I can't, because I've heard the Mars Volta before this, I can't not hear the Cedric scream, right? When he does that high pitch, like, and goes really, really high after the big riff.
Yep.
Into the do. Like, oh, dude,
God
it's just
damn.
And like I don't want to say they're equally as good because I do think they are, but that's just because I have more nostalgia with the Mars Volta. I have more experience with it.
Of course.
But hearing this is just, this is incredible. This song is the whole package essentially. Like it's got this overall unnerving tone to it. It matches the cover art, which is incredible. It matches the theme.
In a bit.
It's the whole enchilada. The opening riff, like everyone is blasting at the same time. They get the sax involved. The sax is going after it too.
Dude, it's going nuts in this song.
And it's a pretty simple song. Like the song's not that complicated overall. It's just kind of like what they do with that simple part is what makes a song. It just plays around with the riff rather than any sort of like big melodic vocal parts, which is why it's rad. And that first break, Mirrors, dude, that part's insane.
Yeah,
insane.
I know. It starts at 2 minutes and 8 seconds. And yeah, it's not only it speeds, like the tempo of the song almost double times, or it does pretty much double times, and everybody's going insane. Like the bass playing is fucking nuts. Every instrument gets their own chance to shine. So the saxophone in this song, the guitar parts, just everything. Everybody fucking shines, and Michael Giles, the drummer, just is so fucking tight. Like he's just, goddamn, he fucking nails it. Like the way he can transition between the main part, the first couple minutes, into the instrumental sections, because there's really two instrumental sections on this record, or on the song, before it drops back into the big riff at the end. And the way he just like weaves in and out of all of it just shows how great of a drummer Michael Giles is.
Yeah, this like that mirrors part. Like you can isolate Greg's bass playing, and you just, the dude's just a doo all over the fucking fretboard. He has absolute wild parts, and the way him and Giles groove.
I think it's Greg, right?
Yeah, Greg Lake.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah.
What did I say? Did I say Greg?
I thought you said Guy, some the other brother, the other Giles brother, but maybe I misheard.
Jay Giles.
Jay Giles.
No,
yeah.
they spell it differently. Giles.
Yeah, it's a different spelling.
But yeah, like you can isolate his bass parts, and like it's incredible. He's so good, and I think like this is why Bruford jumped ship. He heard this, and again he was like, "Holy fuck!" Like, yes, we're doing a really good job, and like our prog is really cool, and you allow me to do what I want, but these guys don't have rules. Like, you know what I mean?
And honestly,
there's no rules here,
which is even crazier too, because Chris Squire is like one of the great bass players from
sure.
Chris Squire from Yes, he's one of the great bass players, and for Bruford to jump that ship to this, I mean, it just goes to show like the potential he saw in this band, and he was in the band for over 10 years
because he liked it. He just
he
wanted
played
to
through all the
groove.
80s shit. Yeah, man.
But like what Crimson had that, and all throughout their entire career too, I think more than Yes did, was a fun rhythm section, and like Steve Howe, incredible guitarist, and so when you hear stuff like this, Yes didn't do a lot of things like this, like a lot of just freestyle improvisational stuffs. It was more like rooted in groove. It was more rooted in song structure. Prog still, because the changes and things, but a little more pretentious, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, this is just very. I think this is kind of like elementary. It's just like, let's just do whatever the fuck you want to. Music's subjective, man. 60s. But you just so happen to have guys that are so fucking good at their instruments. But I think that's what guys want to do. Like when you want to jam, like you want to just jam. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And once again, that's another thing with Robert Fripp is that, yes, he's a great guitar player. He's a very, very good guitar player, but he surrounds himself with great fucking musicians, much like Omar Rodriguez Lopez Ayala. You know, he's not the greatest guitar player, but in the Mars Volta, he surrounds himself with some of the greatest musicians of like modern times. Like he's a great leader, a great band leader, a great composer, and all that. And he finds a great fucking set of musicians, especially the rhythm section. If you have a great rhythm section, you're gonna have a great fucking album. You're gonna have a great fucking song. Rhythm section is the most important thing to any song, especially the drummer. The drummer is the most important thing of the beat, and the drums are the most important thing of any song. And if you got a good drummer,
it is true. I think Robert Fripp does. He likes to push himself, like musically, without getting better at the guitar, and that's why he hooked up with Eno and did a lot of the ambient stuff in the 80s, and like that's a whole different thing that I don't get. I don't fucking like it, but he did do better. He did push himself, and that's why he got Adrian Belew from Jungle Book, because he never puts himself in the front. And this record, at least on the vinyl, and I have the Monarch copy. I think we have the same exact copy, actually. U.S. First Press Monarch copy, clean.
We do,
of course, no big deal.
But
it's very. Drums are in the front. Drums are loud.
Yes.
And sometimes like the cymbals are fucking loud. And there are parts too, and not just in this song, but the ride cymbal and the bell, it's fucking loud.
It's loud.
It's right
cuts
there.
That mix. Yeah.
And I like it. I dig it. And Monarch's like the pressing that you want, right? Like everyone's looking to the Monarch press to be the best of it, outside of like a UK first press or whatever. But listening on the vinyls, on cans and then on Spotify's. The vinyls
I did all of it too. Yeah.
The vinyls I thought was the best. The cans was good too, but there's not a whole lot of tricks like Piper had, like the tricks that they wanted you to hear, the channel separation, whatever. But I think the vinyls was the best listen, and I think it was because the drums are so fucking loud.
Yes, I totally agree with you on that.
Robert's like, this is I think right now this is already Robert's band, but he's already putting himself as like the least important member.
Great band leader.
Yeah.
So
this is
so
Robert's
let's
band
get
already though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, already, 100%. So let's get into the lyrics a bit, right? Sound good?
Yeah.
So this is Sinfield. You know, Peter Sinfield. He wrote all the lyrics on this band. He was the lyricist for the band for like the first 3 records, I believe, before he was let go. And but he's very much of a poet. Like, and this song has that. Like, it's set up like a poem, and then just sung by Greg. I honestly, I like the lyrics on this entire record. A lot of it is critical of the Vietnam War. I mean, this is early on in the Vietnam War, or maybe not early on, but maybe like halfway through the war. And
yeah, it's cool because, I mean, whatever, Vietnam War was all wars past World War II, essentially. World War One are catastrophes, and war in general is horrible. We all agree. But this is 69, right? So we have Creedence Clearwater. They are writing like anti-war songs in a very different mindset. That's an American band that are not from the South, but it's kind of from the South, and it's a fucking timestamp, and it's clear as day. But then, like, Fortunate Song isn't kind of clear as day because everyone for a long time had no idea what that was about, and it's an anti-war song when we use it in war propaganda. But here, like, I don't know, I feel like this is clear as fucking day. This is a UK band that is involving themselves sounds like they're doing something wrong. They are getting involved on American politics, because I think this is a diss on like us, like American, what we're doing in the Vietnam War, not just the Vietnam War itself.
Yeah, I think it's more of a diss on society, especially American society, because, you know, at the time, you know, a lot of American music and American media was bleeding into the UK, and seeing how society in America was becoming more apathetic, more cold, just seeing how the war was just portrayed to Americans. Yeah, a lot of people were terrified of, or not terrified, but just disgusted by what was going on in the Vietnam War. But because of what they were seeing, they were becoming callous to what they were seeing, and thinking, okay, well, this is like the worst of the worst. And then a couple of years would go by, and you'd see even something even worse, but it wouldn't be as much of a hit to you. You know what I mean? It's just like you're just constantly growing in your callousness and your apathy and all that. And I think that's really what he's getting at lyrically on this song, and how it just grows and grows and grows, and how it's just going to become way worse, and how consumerism comes into the play on all of this, where consumerism is more of just a distraction from what you're seeing. And, you know, we're in 2026 now, and we're seeing that every fucking day. You know, it's like sell all the products to distract from whatever's going on. You know,
not just that, but there's a massive war that we just entered ourselves into.
Yeah, it's true. Which is also in itself a distraction from other things
that we were promised we were not going to get into, but
yeah, here
we are.
So fucked.
Here we are, dude.
But the point is, on this song, this is 1969 talk. I think this is on a deeper level than, say, your CCRs or a lot of bands in the late 60s in America. I think this takes a more adult approach, realistic approach to all of the anti-war messages, saying, like, we have to not just think about now, but we have to think about the future and how it's going to affect society, because kids are growing up, teenagers are growing up, seeing their brothers go to war and die or come back, you know, maimed to shit, and then at that point they're just growing up, you know, cold and apathetic, and just it's just kind of fucked. Like, there's in this song, the way he describes it is just it's a way deeper than most American bands described the war, or talked about the war, I should say.
I mean, I do agree, but I'm still going to give credit to CCR, because Fortunate Son
you have to give credit to CCR.
Was a song that so many people for so many years think is not an anti-war song, and it's fucking clear as day, right? He could not, like, it's not me, I'm not a military son. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it cannot be more fucking clear how much he despises it.
It's the riff that American war propaganda has taken advantage, or not taken advantage of, but that is used. It's that riff, that it's the riff. It's like the going into war. It's, I mean, so many movies have used that. TV shows have used that riff. Not even the lyrics.
And they use it to, like, which is not it's intended use. Also, that's not the Fortunate Son riff.
Oh, you're right. It's
up
not.
around the bend.
Yeah, it's up around the bend. You're right. Yeah.
Fortunate Son.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. But it's still you're totally right.
But they all sound the same anyway. It doesn't fucking matter.
But you're right. But even still, the point still stands. The riff is more important than the lyrics.
It's true.
Yes.
Because, like, honestly, you think of that Fortunate Son, we're like, I like, in my mind, I envision just like in Vietnam War in like a helicopter, right? Just like going on or starting to land, and you got the gunner ready to go and fucking mow down some enemies. I don't know. That's what I envision. That's what I see in movies.
Yes. Yes.
Whatever. If we're talking about Crimson Kings, 21st century Crimson Kings,
there's gonna be a lot of distractions here.
Yeah.
All right. So do we have anything else on 21st century Schizoid Man?
No, that's my 1B, by the way. If we're doing Bs,
we're doing Bs. I mean,
I have 4 Bs.
I mean, they're all Bs. This is my 1B. So.
Okay.
So next up, we have "I Talk to the Wind," 6 minutes 5 seconds long. This is just it starts with the flute and bass. The vocals drop in, harmonizing with each other. And honestly, the flute, Ian McDonald accompanies it all so fucking well. And really, the song is just like this smooth, kind of beautiful sounding song. The instrumental sections with the flute and the subdued guitar, like the clean guitar. Goddamn, dude, it's so fucking good.
This should be my 1B, but had it not been for 21st Century just being so iconic, like that. But this is fucking close, man. I love this song. It's a
great song. It's
a very like psychedelic trip from this era. This is essentially like a better version of so much of the psych pop stuff of the 60s. We get folk incorporated here, but it's not a folk song. When the other instruments kind of like come through, we get a very nice, free flowing, airy sound. And my favorite part of this whole song is in the chorus, the first line of the chorus, when he says, "I talk to the wind, I talk to the wind," and you get those like what we think is like super drenched in verb, like single guitar picks, but now we know it's the Frippertronics, the tape delay that he's using there, and it's just like, damn, bro, like you were just layer on layer on layer, right? Like you know how to write around a good song, and like, dude, Giles is all over this kit. He keeps a ride going almost throughout the whole song, which is cool because it takes up space, but also gives this song this continuous kind of like liquid kind of movement, right? Because you just the constant like on the like there's always noise going on. It just has a free flowing kind of thing going on. That's all I got there.
Also on this entire record, we have to get. I have to give more credit to Ian McDonald when it comes to the overdubs and the layering of tape. Like apparently they use like five different tapes, I think it was, to create all the orchestral sounds, which aren't even orchestra. It's just him it's Ian McDonald laying down,
just putting down one instrument, picking up something else, putting one down, picking up something else.
Exactly. And and also the Mellotron. Like Mellotron obviously had been around for a while, but like his extensive use of the Mellotron too is such an important factor to this record. So I think Ian McDonald is the most important aspect of this record because of the layering and the depth of this record. I think he's just so fucking important. And you got to give credit where credit's due. And all the woodwind instruments, flute, saxophone, probably some clarinet, the reed instruments, all that kind of shit, the Mellotron, the keyboards. I mean, he did so goddamn much on this record.
And he sings on this song.
Is it him singing? It's not great.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's him singing, but he's harming and background vocaling on this song.
Okay. But yeah, this song, I mean, it's 6 minutes. It never gets dull for as like
I love this
airy,
song, dude. Like
airy
so
and kind of,
much.
yeah, it's like airy and beautiful as it is. It never gets dull. It's just it slightly builds in the right places, and it always keeps your attention.
And we got a flute solo, right?
Yeah, flute solo.
And much as with the rest of the record, and later on, there's a part. But if you have a guy that plays the flute in your band, who writes music, you're gonna have a flute solo. Just the way she goes.
What are we doing?
Just the way she goes. And this is a good flute solo, and I like it. Man, that song is just so fucking. It's so chill, dude. This song's chill, man. It's chill.
For sure, bruh. For sure. Lyrically, it's about a guy who just questions his religious views, like about his views on God and all that. Like he's not sure if God's even listening to him anymore, and it's his it's just him questioning everything that's going on in his life and thinking, is this the right path? Am I believing in the right thing? So,
oh, I thought more so like this is like a lonely song. Like the guy's lonely as fuck.
Could be
and
that too.
He has nobody. That's why he's talking to the wind, and that's why I think this guy is just a phenomenal poet, dude. Peter Sinfield, Matt Pinfield's cousin, a phenomenal poet. Just like that literary device of using the wind, right? Because the wind stalks, the wind whispers, the wind speaks. And that's old as fucking time. Native Americans been doing that for hundreds of years, talking about how the wind. Listen to the wind; it speaks. Remember in Pocahontas? The fucking main song, Pocahontas, something about the wind, talking to Pocahontas. I've only seen the movie like.
Oh, Wind Beneath My Wings. No, that's not the right song. That's like Bette Midler.
I've only seen Pocahontas a lot because you watched it on the way to Europe.
To Europe,
but that's it.
Dude,
yeah.
Pocahontas. I used to watch it a lot as a kid because of my sister, because she's younger than me, and so she loved that movie. But it's not a very good movie.
Taste in movies, apparently. But yeah, so like his lyrics here, like it's lonely, dude. Here's a guy like talking to himself or talking to the wind, and just going through the motions until he ends up in the same place he started. Because the first verse and the last verse are the same thing, and the guy's lonely as fuck, and he's sad, and he's just talking to somebody, talking to the wind because no one else is there. No one else will listen to him, and it's tragic. And again, it's a cool poetic song because it makes sense for these guys growing up in the 60s and like in the beatnik generation and Jack Kerouac stuff. And they read a lot of his books and they read a lot of the poetry stuff. And it's just, fuck, man, this song is cool. The song is easily a 1B had it not been for 21st Century.
It's such a good song. All right, so let's get into to Epitaph, the third track on here. This is 8 minutes and 47 seconds long. This is like kind of the ballad of the album.
Yeah, that's not a B for me.
It builds a lot. There's a lot of building, but then it'll drop into like some big anthemic, almost kind of chorus. It's not bad this song's not bad by any means, but it currently, it certainly is the ballad of the record.
Is your 1B because it's a ballad?
No, it's not. This is my bottom B. This is my 5B.
Good. Yeah, dramatic. Yeah. This is fucking big. Like you said, heavy use of the mellotron. It's a ballad. I do like how the song builds. In the second verse, Giles gets on the ride to kind of like surreptitiously make the song feel faster without actually increasing the tempo. And so when you kind of just like tripling down or doing like 16th notes while everyone else is being really, really slow, it gives the impression the song is getting faster, even though it's actually not. I like that. I think that's fucking cool. That's an amazing build that you can do. But like, what a build into the instrumental part. Right, everything explodes and then immediately fades away.
Quiets.
Yeah, immediately fades away. Then we're left with the acoustic guitar, and it's on its own there, just kind of like rebuilding the song, picking up the pieces. Fucking cool, man.
And then after that acoustic part, it kind of builds, and there's like this ominous like woodwind part. I don't know if it's a clarinet or I don't know what it is, but there's this like ominous sound that just kind of builds it back up. Just builds and builds for like a minute and a half, and then it drops back, and then it concludes with like the big ballad like chorus and all that. Yeah. But the instrumental section, I think it's fantastic. It's fucking fantastic.
The drums are loud. Yeah, this is a cool song. It's a cool song. It's an iconic song. For whatever reason, Brett chose this song to build Epitaph off of the punk rock label. This is what he named his thing after.
Was it after this song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
Epitaph
that.
Records is named after this song,
Oh,
which is
shit.
cool. Named after a King Crimson song,
Yeah.
but kind of a dumb song.
So
should have been 21st Century Schizoid Man Records. That's what it should have been.
that would have been a way cooler record label.
That would have been way cooler. That'd be so badass.
All right, so let's get into the lyrics for Epitaph. We haven't gotten to the lyrics yet. To me, it's like the criticism of all the stupid wars, not even just the Vietnam War, but wars in general, and how soldiers are fighting for their lives, not really knowing why for the most part, and not knowing if they'll make it out of whatever battle they're in, and just the way that Sinfield sets up this song and the short descriptions of like the battlefield and the quiet after the battle is done, and just like that eerie silence after it's all done. Just the world building on this song from Sinfield, I think, is fantastic.
Yeah,
I like his lyrics so much.
it's incredible. Like because
Yeah.
he's a poet. He's a
He is.
not only Bob Dylan, but Bob Dylan's a fucking poet. And if you stop crying so much and actually read Bob Dylan's lyrics, you'd probably like it a lot more. But yeah, it's his line. If we make it, we can all sit back and laugh. But I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. Is pretty. I think it's pretty wild, right? It's like on the surface, soldiers sitting there, and I've watched enough Band of Brothers to know everything there is to know about war. Okay,
Of course.
it's like on
Yeah,
the
of
surface,
course.
you're like, if we make it through, like we'll have a drink and shit like that, and we did go through our Band of Brothers phase and whatever, and it was cool to see, not cool to see, it was interesting to see that a lot of the World War II guys came home and never talked to their Band of Brothers mates
Yeah.
ever again.
For decades.
Some
Yeah,
of them never again.
Never again, yeah.
And declined requests for interviews, and like I get it, and that goes into the next line of, I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. It's like, why the fuck would you want to relive the worst experience that
Yeah.
you've ever had, that any human could ever possibly have? Why would you want to see someone that triggers that worst experience?
Yeah.
And that's incredible lyricism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And then it also, touches upon like, the people that start these wars and honestly start the wars and continue the wars are the people who are never out on the battlefield.
It's true.
Like the politicians, and in the song he references them as the prophets. The prophets are telling them to go out and fight and all that, but it's really the politicians, it's the governments going out and telling the people that may not know as well, or they may not know what's actually going on, and they're just pawns in the game of the conflict or in war, that the shit that's going on. It's fucked, man. War is so fucked, and for most of the time it's for no good reason. Most of the time.
It is pretty crazy because Bob Dylan also critiqued war and
Yeah, he did.
prophets with pens, and
Yeah, he
5-6 years earlier. That's okay though.
That's fine. No, it's fine. Yeah, no, he did, and that's great. I'm glad he wrote about it, but his songs still suck. Hey, Bob Dylan. Yes, he has some great lyrics. He does some great storytelling, but his songs still suck. I don't want to sit there for a half hour, 35 minutes, and listen to this guy just be obnoxious. Like I just don't care.
I think you approach Bob Dylan the way you do any other band, like Atreyu. I think you need to approach Bob Dylan's songs like you would a book.
So annoying.
I think you're missing the point. Like you.
I'm not missing the point. I
dude.
literally just said.
Oh,
yeah.
you got 3 fingers there.
Continue.
Hold on, dude. I think
dude.
if you listen to Bob Dylan's music the way you would read a book, it would be different.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't worry about the music. The music comes secondary. If you think Bob Dylan's a bad singer, you're not listening to his music. So
Okay, then I would much rather read like a pamphlet of his poems, which are essentially his songs.
would you?
Yeah, I would. I'd rather read that. I would rather read that and
You're
interpret
reading
it the way I
poetry.
do. I would, but once again, I would rather read it than listen to him recite his words, his poems, his lyrics. Yes, I would rather do that.
Boring.
But it's true though. It's totally true. I think
Yeah.
his music is so subpar. Like his music,
it's just folk
completely,
music. It's basic
it just
folk
completely,
music. It's
I know,
not
and it just
subpar.
completely,
It's foundational music to everything that came after it.
it just, his music takes away from his actual lyrical content. That's all I'm saying.
I think you need to get better. I think you need to get better at listening.
No, okay.
The
cloth has been removed. The cloth
this is
has
a knock
been
to
removed
you
from my
and
ears.
Skip, and for you, I pass because you have horrible takes on most everything you ever talk about.
Oh, and
But-
Skip
but-
does it?
Yeah, but
Fuck
Skip,
off.
Skip pretends to like the best of the best, the creme de la creme, and for him to miss the boat on this one is just, I think, is he's got the cloth ears. You is just like it's
Dude,
part of who you are.
Definitely has the cloth ears. Yes, he
Yeah.
does. Not me. I got them removed years ago, but the cloth
No,
removed
like
years
like
ago.
Skip can remove the cloth ears. Your ears are just they're made of cloth. So it's just
No, they're not.
like for you, I give a pass because it's who you are. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Okay.
the shit take. It's just Tyler. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. That's what it is.
All right, so let's get into Moonchild. This is the longest song on the longest song on the record, 12 minutes 13 seconds long. It's split up into two parts: the dream and then the illusion. And the dream is it's almost 3 minutes long. And what are you laughing about?
No, go ahead. I want to hear it. What is this a banger for you?
I mean, this is lower. This is like 4B.
This is 4B. This is 4B.
4B
yeah.
for me. So the almost first 3 minutes of the song is just like the kind of soft kind of ballad with a lot of mellotron, and then after that, wait, hello,
Still here.
it like disconnected for a moment, but
Did that ruin your train of thought? Now I can't fucking think
it
for
completely
myself.
ruined my
Yeah,
completely ruined my
Moonchild.
train
This
of
is one like, dude, come on. Like what the fuck is this last part? I get it. Like I understand this is a 12-minute song and this shows the world that we can do whatever the fuck you want. No rules. And like everything is, it's cool. And it's like you said, it's two different songs. The first part is the more psych-driven ballad kind of thing, whatever, mellotron heavy, melody heavy. It's this easy 4-note descending scale, a lot of percussive noise, a lot of verby guitar that Frippertronics is doing. The bridge between the parts starts off with this dreamy soundscape, and we just never recover. The guitar builds in and takes over for a little bit, for a long bit, and then we just get into like avant-garde free-form improvisation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. That's fine. It's abstract and it's wild. It's interpretive, and this is still the 60s, man. So like the rock realm really still kind of doesn't know anything about jazz, but like these guys have been doing it for 10 years already. And then Coltrane dies, and then Miles Davis is like, fuck it, dude, we should probably plug in now because like the jazz climate is dying. So Miles Davis is now plugging in his instruments, but that's still like 3-4 years before this. So the rock realm is still kind of catching up to the jazz, the jazz scene. I do think it's pretty cool that they even like threw this on here, because I consider these are all musicians, right? Like musicians, not just guys that play instruments. They could have done anything.
Not Pink Floyd. Let's say that.
They could have done any number of things. They could have gone in any fucking direction. But it's almost like they put this in here intentionally just to show us like how subjective and I think fun. I do think this is fun. I think it shows how fun music can be. Like music is an art form. It is inherently subjective, as it should be. It is something that is weird, that should come from within, that should just come from any fucking form, right? And like this is that, but it's still fucking stupid.
Yeah, they dubbed, outside of that first 3 minutes, they dubbed the rest of the song the Space Jam, because they felt like when they were it was all improv, like you said, and when they were jamming it, they felt like this is what it must feel like to be out in space, to be alone, that loneliness, that isolation. And I get where they're kind of going with it, because the song has this kind of beauty to it, this melancholy to it. And it never, what's weird about this song too, like when you hear the word jam, you think, it's gonna like build into something really cool and loud and heavy. And considering they did this on the first track on the record, you'd think that's what you get too. I mean, you have almost 9 minutes of a jam, but it never builds. It kind of stays the course and just kind of They do their thing. They do their own little like jazzy little tiny bits and here and there. Giles, like he's so minimalistic on the drums, but it's so calculated and it makes sense within the context of the jam. But yeah, in the end, it's not what you'd expect from a typical jam, and that's kind of what I think is so charming about it, is that they didn't give in to what you would expect. So,
I think a lot of this record, and I don't know, it's just the more jazz I listen to, the more I do feel this way. Like Coltrane died 67, 68, 66. I think it was 67, 68. Coltrane dies, and thus like jazz as we know it is dead. It's gone. And like big jazz got Miles Davis like, yeah, dude, jazz died that day. We're done now. And so there's something new. And so like Miles Davis is now being jazz fusion-y, and his first jazz fusion record was right after like 68, before like Silent Way, before Bitches Brew. And so the rock realm is now being incorporated into jazz, and we're seeing just a crosshatch of things. And I think because the jazz guys are so just on their own fucking platform, and the rock guys were so like on their own platform. Yeah. Now they're going together, and the rock guys like, holy shit, you guys have been doing whatever the fuck you wanted since like Ornette Coleman in the late 50s. Like, what the hell? That's crazy. And the jazz guys are like, damn, you guys are making a lot of fucking noise, and it's really, really fun. And so this is kind of like the culmination of both camps coming together and doing something just quirky and weird. Because Crimson doing this, the last part of Moonchild, dude, this has been done for decades prior in the jazz realm. But not really like in the rock realm, because this is dumb as fuck. And rock guys aren't going to tolerate this kind of shit. No. And we talk about jam stuff, it goes kind of harkens back to like the Grateful Dead and Woodstock. Like, they're still in the rock realm. And the jam stuff has to be bass and melody. It has to go somewhere. It has to start somewhere. It's got to be. It has to have structure to it. There's no structure to this whatsoever. This is just fucking noise. Straight up, this is just noise by guys that are really good, but they're not jazz good. But they're still really, really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, they're not the creme de la creme of jazz, but they're solid players. They're still playing jazz, but they're just not like the great jazz players. You know what I mean?
They're not Ornette Coleman, dude. They're not Miles Davis. They're not Coltrane. But they're still better than all of their rock contemporaries.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially in 1969. Yeah, absolutely, abso-fucking-lutely.
But by 69,
we don't
Miles Davis already
see...
had 4 records deep in the jazz fusion realm, right? So like Crimson just catching up to that. So I think, I don't know. I guess that will come back into my wrap up. But I think Coltrane dying was a big part of why,
of course,
prog exists as we know it.
I think he died in 71, didn't he?
No, it was 60s for sure. It was before this record came out for sure.
Hold on.
For sure. I think it was 67, 68.
My keyboard was not working, but that's
how are your keyboard not working? What does that even mean?
It's Bluetooth, so it disconnects after a while.
Oh my god!
But you're right, 67. Yeah, you're right, 67. July.
Yeah, he died early.
I thought it was like 71, 72.
He was like 40.
Yeah, he was really young. Yeah, but I mean, that's what heroin does to you. That's what drugs and
drinking
and all kinds of all that shit does to you. But anyway, Moonchild. So let's get into the final song, "The Court of the Crimson King," 10 minutes 2 seconds long. It's split into two different parts: the Return of the Fire Witch and the Dance of the Puppets. And this is a song that was written by Ian MacDonald. It's very much medieval, like Renaissance fair kind of bass song, like your Jethro Tulls, your early Genesis, like that's what it really reminds me of. And obviously those bands took so much from King Crimson, but that's really the whole song.
Jethro was already doing it before Crimson, but that's fine.
But they weren't doing it as well. Like I don't get Jethro. I don't get Jethro.
I don't think you've ever given a fair shot at Jethro.
I've listened to Aqualung, and I've listened
Aqualung's great.
I've listened to a couple other records too, but I can't remember off the top of my head what they were.
Thick as a Brick. I used to have Passion
Aqualung.
Play is great.
I used to have Aqualung on vinyl, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
But this song, it's has multiple instrumental sections, but it really focuses around the main verse chorus of the song. It builds around that, and then you'll drop into a 1.5, 2 minute instrumental sections that are just really fucking cool. And Ian McDonald, he's the one who leads these instrumental sections. It's fantastic.
Yeah. When again, like I said earlier, when your flute player writes the song, your flute player gets a solo. And that's what happens here. And it's a cool solo. It doesn't stick around too long. It's not too medieval, like you said. It's not too stupid and silly. It's like just the fucking right amount. Just the right amount. It's aged very well. I agree. A lot of Jethro songs, a lot of like the early flute kind of shit doesn't age very well. But I think that's because like Jethro sounds like fucking Jethro, and everything else after that just like, you want to be Jethro? Like, calm down. But here, I think this song is very similar to 21st Century because how it's told, right? Mm-hmm. Like the final part of the verse repeats, so it's like the refrain, but it's also kind of the chorus because the ah parts afterwards. But like the verse itself leads up to that last line, the chord of the Crimson King, and then we drop into it. Around the 2:20 mark, that's when Greg's bass kicks up a little bit. We get some fancy cymbal action, and the song starts up again. And right before the chorus part, we get this rad, quick, like ascending scale of do 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 do. Mm-hmm. It's cool, man. It's a good song. But then the song ends at like the 7-minute mark, and just like in Moonchild, we can't just get a normal fucking ending. It's got to be this abstract continuation of the song. But it does stay
even
in theme.
like after like 7:20, there's this silence for like 15-20 seconds, like complete silence, and then the keys and the mellotron come in, and then it goes into this like mini kind of instrumental for another minute, and then it's just silence after that.
Just fucking silence.
Yeah.
So I like it. I think the song's cool. I think it serves a purpose. I think it's super dope. I don't think I would trim anything off of this song. I would trim Moonchild, but I wouldn't trim anything off of this one.
Same here. I think it's all very deliberate and important to the structure of the song, as long as it is. But you need all these parts. The ups and downs of the song. It just leads to a great prog song in itself, and lyrically too. I mean, this is just more about anti-war, anti-Vietnam War, and politicians, and the Crimson King being the government, being the politicians, and just referencing imperialism in general, fighting death, all of this. I mean, and just the sadness of losing people because of something as stupid as fucking war is most of the time. So this song, like, it encapsulates everything that he's talking about through this entire record. And this just adds it all up and just puts it all into one single track, and just goes over how just dumb fucking war is. It's just so fucking stupid.
Dude, that last line in the fourth verse, when he says, "The yellow jester does not play, but gently pulls his strings and smiles as the puppets dance."
Yes.
In the court of the Crimson King.
It's like so good, dude.
That's like my favorite.
It's so good.
That's my favorite. Just so disrespectful. So like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Eggs.
But so Sinfield, just a fantastic lyricist. And normally, I mean, we've done bands before where they've had a separate lyricist, but in that, Grateful Dead. But
Never
the lyrics,
done Grateful Dead, though.
Never done Grateful Dead. But we've done other bands where they have a separate lyricist who's not really in the band, but kind of is. And the lyrics have never really struck a chord with me. But Sinfield, the way he writes these lyrics in such a poetic way, it really resonated with me this week.
So you like poetry. You like guys that write poetic lyrics, but you're just such a little fucking butthole.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't like Bob. I don't want to listen to Bob Dylan.
I just don't like Bob Dylan.
Like
that's
the
fine.
greatest fucking poet in musical history.
I don't like his presentation of the poem.
But I'm not gonna read his lyrics because I don't give a fuck because he sings annoying and his songs are dumb. Like, oh my god.
There you go. You're
Good
right.
Lord.
Yes. You're right. All right, so that's it. The 5 songs. Do you have anything else on this final track, "The Court of the Crimson King"?
No.
Nothing
on the final track. Just
All right, so really what we have left to talk about is just the album cover, right? I mean, that's all we have left?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
so
it.
So yeah, the album cover, it was done by a guy named Barry Godber. He was only 24 years old when he died. He died from a heart attack, unfortunately. But he painted the album cover. It was a self-portrait per se, and it was the first painting he had ever done. And there's this sadness to the painting itself, and it's weird, it's unique, it's kind of fucked up, and I really like the artwork a lot. What do you think of it?
Dude, it's cool as fuck. It's iconic.
Right?
It's cool as fuck. Robert Fripp bought it eventually because they had it in a place where the sun was hitting and fucking it all up. So Fripp bought it, and it's iconic. It's iconic, and it's not as iconic as the big ones, but for the true Yeds, it's iconic AF, as they say.
That's exactly what they say. Yes. So I thought it was really cool. But yeah, 24 years old, a heart attack. That's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts. But anyway, do we have anything else on the record? Should we just kind of wrap it up, give our final thoughts, and then close it out? Close out prog season?
We should probably wrap it up.
Yes, we definitely should. After
We should
all
definitely
these
wrap it
technical
up.
Difficulties.
We've had some difficulties here, but also like I'm ready to get out of prog season.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hard until Crimson, and this is iconic. They are the kings of prog, I guess you could say, the Godfathers, but I don't know. They're not really. It's just they just showed the rock world what the jazz guys were already doing. This record is great. It's cool. It's unique. It's fresh. Everybody here kills it. There's some fluff. There's some stuff that could be trimmed. I don't think it's a perfect record, but I think it's if you own a vinyl collection, there's always the ones that like, oh, you need to own this, you need to own this, you need to own this. This is one that I think people need to own. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. It's incredible front to back. It's fun, but it's not perfect. 2.85.
Woo. That's good. That's good. I like it. I like it.
Oh, he's probably so mad right there.